Hi, my name is Ganesh Moorthy. I'm the President and CEO of Microchip Technology. Welcome to our Transportation Innovation Days webinar series, a series of presentations you're going to be hearing of in the coming weeks. Let's start with an overview of Microchip and what we do in the automotive space. Starting with a corporate overview, we're a leading provider of total system solutions, including among them high-performance, standard and specialized microcontrollers, digital signal controllers, microprocessors, many mixed signal and analog products, as well as interface and security solutions. We have clocks and timing required in every system, many connectivity capabilities and wired and wireless capabilities. FPGA as another new capability within the last 2 or 3 years that we've brought to the market. Some memory technologies of different types, E-squared proms as well as serial E-squared, and some flash IP solutions. We're about a $6.4 billion annualized revenue company, headquartered in Phoenix, Arizona, but really present everywhere in the world, and about 20 to 21,000 employees worldwide. Our whole purpose, our reason for being, is how do we empower innovation that enhances the human experience by delivering smart, connected, and secure technology solutions. And here on this slide, you can see 3 different representations of how do we do this and how do we achieve our purpose. One is in the field of electrification, and you can see some of the applications that we enable. The second is in the area of human-machine interface, and what are we doing to enable the touch screens and touch surfaces in a car. And finally is in the area of driver assist and autonomous and safety areas, and again, in a number of different fields, we bring technologies together that empower you to make these great solutions for the automotive industry. Now, how do we do this? We do this by bringing total system solutions together. And total system solutions are our portfolio of hardware, software, and services that come together to empower your innovation. At the center of every system are the brains of the system, and those can be microcontrollers, microprocessors, FPGAs, SoCs. These are all types of products that we bring that enable the brains of these systems. But a brain alone isn't enough. What you also need in every system is power, and every system has a clock. You need a heartbeat for the system. And so power and timing form other parts of our portfolio that we bring in for total system solutions. The system has to work with the outside world, and the outside world is an analog world. So the signal chain from the outside world to how that is brought in, whether that is you're sensing light, you're sensing pressure, you're sensing temperature, you're sensing touch, whatever it is that we're sensing from the outside world needs to be brought in to the brains of the system. And that signal chain is a key part of the solutions that we bring. Now, a smart system can be even more valuable when it is connected to other parts of the system or other systems. And that connectivity needs to come in different forms that are standards-based. There's wireless and wired. Sometimes there's proprietary. And what you see at the bottom of this chart are many different types of connectivity capabilities that we bring to the brains in the system itself. Anytime we have connectivity, you have a surface area in which there are potential security breaches. And so security becomes the next big part of the solutions that we bring in a connected system to ensure that a smart, connected system is also secure. And finally, we need to do something with all of the information that has been processed as a result of the signal chain and the brains and the connectivity, which is to go do something with it, whether that is making a change in a display, whether that is turning on a compressor, doing something useful as a result of the information that is gathered in the embedded system. Now, we do all of this with also a commitment that our products are going to be available for a very, very long time. We don't normally end of life any of our products, and that's our practice over many, many years. And so for you as designers, the fewer end of lives you face, the more of your time goes into innovation, which is really the whole point of what you're doing for the value that you're creating for your companies. Now, automotive is an important part of our business. It's about 15% of our revenue and has been growing. It's about $1 billion business for us, and so quite significant in how we work in being able to identify what are the needs for the automotive markets and what are our solutions to meet those needs. But we're also in many other adjacent markets. If you look at industrial, it's about 29% of our revenue. Aerospace and defense is about 12% of our revenue. Even in data centers and telecommunications, we're on the infrastructure side. And many of these have similar characteristics to automotive. They have long design-in cycles, they have very long life cycles, they have robust requirements, sometimes broad temperature ranges, high quality requirements. And so that defines the DNA for Microchip. And in fact, much of our DNA is driven by automotive. Our entire quality system, for example, is based on the automotive quality system, and it applies to all the other market segments that we play in. Now, on the left-hand side of this chart, you can see the 6 market segments I just referred to. But what's as important is, what are we seeing as the big market trends, the places where over the next 5 to 10 years we expect innovation, growth, lots of opportunity for you and for us to be able to take advantage of what the market needs. We see 6 major trends. We call them megatrends. The first of them is a rollout of the 5G infrastructure. And that is, every 10 years we come upon another generation of wireless infrastructure. We've gone through 4G through the last 10 years, 3G for the 10 years before that. And we expect 5G is going to be rolling out, has already started, but has 5 to 10 years of life ahead of it. The Internet of Things is a lot of these devices that are particularly for industrial applications, smart, connected, and secure devices that are going to be there. Data centers, as there's an explosion of data, and all of that data needs to be harnessed. It needs to be stored. You need to be able to computationally act upon it. Sometimes you need to have communications and data communications based on it. So data centers is another big part. And even data centers and other areas have applications coming into the car, which I'll speak to here in a minute. There are 2 major trends in automotive. The first of these is electric vehicles. And electric vehicles are a small part of the automotive business, but really a big part of where the growth we expect to come are, as there is both a consumer interest in electric vehicles and a regulatory requirement to have more and more electric vehicles replace the internal combustion engine vehicles. The other part of automotive is the advanced driver assist leading to autonomous, and that becoming a major trend of how much content and how many cars are going to have that capability built into it as well. So those are 2 automotive-specific megatrends that we see. And last but not least is as the computational capabilities increase, learning, machine learning, and artificial intelligence, using that learning, is going to cut across all of these applications, all of these end markets, and that is another focus for us in terms of growth opportunities. Now let's look at the automotive megatrends, because they very much crisscross these 5 or 6 major market megatrends. So the first automotive megatrend is safety and convenience. And basically the car has become a sensor network on wheels. It has got significant amount of touch capability, significant amount of sensing capability to keep us all safe, to make our experience in the car a positive experience. And to enable that, we need to have lots of data and data processing. Some of that is going to happen with connectivity into the network through 5G. And of course, some of what we do with the Internet of Things will come into play for automotive safety and convenience. The next big automotive megatrend is about automated driving, autonomous driving eventually, and security that comes with it. Basically, cars are increasingly becoming a data center on wheels, and this is what I meant by all of the knowledge, capability, and technologies that we have in data centers we will bring to bear in cars themselves. And here, many of the megatrends we work on are going to play into this automotive megatrend, whether it be the data center capabilities, the networking over 5G, the IoT capabilities, the artificial intelligence, and of course ADAS. So all of these will play into how we enable the automotive megatrend of automated and secure capabilities. And last but not least is electrification. I mean, this is a tremendous change taking place in how cars are built, how they're used, and how users interact with the cars themselves. And there's both going to be the car itself and its electrification, but also some of the infrastructure for how do we ensure that charging capability and all of that. And basically cars here are becoming energy storage and energy conversion on wheels. And again, we see some of the same megatrends that we have in other markets coming and intersecting this megatrend in automotive itself. So these are the three things around which you'll hear a lot of the presentations that are going to come in the coming weeks from many of our experts and thought leaders. Summarizing, looking at Microchip overall in automotive, this is not a new business for us. We've been in this for 25 plus years. We understand the market. We know how hard it is. We know what your challenges are. And we are working both on the design and development stage as well as in the manufacturing stages of what you need and what your companies need to be successful in automotive. We have a practice of not end-of-lifing products. I mentioned that earlier. And that gives you the time to spend on innovation rather than on redesigning existing products. We're the #1 supplier of capacitive touchscreen controllers. I think by my estimate, it's 70–80% of the market has our solutions in it. And that has become such a large part of how we interact with cars, both in terms of screens as well as surfaces on which we touch and interact with the cars themselves. We're the #1 provider of USB connectivity and infotainment connectivity as well. And that has become a substantial part of many, many, many cars these days. We're a leading supplier in other automotive networking, Ethernet in particular, and the security solutions that go with them. We're also a leading supplier for many other embedded control solutions. These are what go into the body control. If you have a garage door opener, if you have a seat warmer, if you have a seat position requirement, you have many of these things we take for granted as conveniences today. All of them Microchip content and years of experience that we bring to them. We're a leading supplier of car access solutions. And so this has been a heritage we've had for many, many years, and all the way from the first remote keyless entries to today's passive keyless to all of the next generation car access capabilities. We're an emerging supplier of the electric vehicle high power electronics, and silicon carbide is a major technology we have and we're bringing to bear here in the automotive industry. You will hear more about that in one or more of the sessions. And finally, we have many, many essential components that are required in these highly automated cars that eventually lead to autonomous driving themselves. The bottom line is, we have a commitment for total system solutions that enable the success of our clients across these and many other dimensions for automotive. The series you're going to embark on, starting with my kickoff here today, you're going to have a couple more people giving you keynote speeches, but then there's going to be a lot more detail that you'll hear from thought leaders on specific topics. And I won't go through all of them. You can see them on your screen, but I definitely invite you to take the time, sit in, ask questions, take advantage of what we can bring in terms of knowledge, share your ideas with us, and join the journey for what we would like in the Transportation Innovation Webinar Series of 2022. Thank you.